Welcome everyone to Pine Grove News Live. And I hope everyone's doing okay. It's 6 o'clock on the dot here on the East Coast. And I do see a break in the man-made clouds just before sundown. But they are, the sun's kind of breaking it up a little bit. I'm surprised. But let's go see if we are live on YouTube. That is PGN Live, Pine Grove News Live. It appears like we are. Yeah. Whoa. Gotta be so loud. So anyways, here in Enfield, Connecticut, okay, we are officially, I guess, in a lockdown. And the weather here, 43 degrees right now. Supposedly going to drop to 32 tonight with a little mix of sun. Not sun. It's going to go down in, I don't know, hour or so. But anyway, 32 degrees, rain and snow. I don't know how I got sun out of it. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. I'm a little flustered today, yeah. So, and 52 degrees tomorrow and rain. So, let's go put our disclaimer up and get that out of the way. And then I'm going to put you right to the page of the update for the coronavirus. And, it's everybody's talking about it. So I am going to talk about it. I am going to do a little review, especially about what they're doing. Not necessarily about the virus, but what are they doing? I call it, actually, it's in green here, and it's supposed to be, red is actually something you're supposed to, kind of like warning, warning, warning. Yeah, green is not the color for that, right? I was going to say red, but isn't yellow for warning? Red is for stop. And that's what we got all over that screen, red. But anyway, I got most of my stuff on notes. It's just not, there is no headlines for it. At least I didn't have time to look for it. I was too busy talking to other people about the condition of the U.S. and what's going on in the West Coast from Will Watchman and what's going on the East Coast with me, Mark Lawrence. And I'm going to stick to that. In any case, there is the coronavirus. I will show you that, give you the 2 days behind it over the weekend, because this is Monday. And so, let's see, that's 15, 16. There's the 14th. That would have been Saturday, I believe. Yeah, so Saturday, we're at 2569, 153. So there you go, Saturday. Let's jump down here to Sunday, 5:29 p.m. Jumped up, what was that? That was 2569 to 3244, and it really jumps up from Sunday to Monday. So you got 3244. Then it jumps up to 41. So almost 900 more people, at least tested. I don't know, tested, but are confirmed cases by the country, region, or sovereignty. Okay, and there you have it. 4138, 179. That number is jumping up quite a bit. Okay, so that's the update for that. And here's the story. Okay, it's fact. The stock market today, I guess almost immediately after they started the exchange in the market over there, that they had to, the computers kicked in and did a, what do they call that, breaker test. They turned the breakers off. The computer automatically shut down the stock exchange just minutes, maybe even less than that, into. They had already gone down over 2,000 points. And so I guess they did more trading throughout the day. And this is just speculation because I didn't follow it, but I do have the ending numbers. The ending numbers are 2,999.10 or 18. Almost 3,000 points in one day. And I don't believe they got through the whole day. There was two breaker resets, or I just call them breakers, where the computer shut it down at least 2 times. Now, Will Washburn, from North California, claims that they shut it down. They didn't open it back up. Whatever the case was, it finished where I just, spoke about. So some crazy stuff, and I don't know the total reason. I think somebody said that they didn't believe what Trump said about being able to rebound, and of course they tried to lowering the interest rate from 0 to 0.25. That didn't help. So in any case, that is that news right now. Yeah, it was funny that last night I watched that debate. It was very hard to watch. So the debate last night between Biden and Sanders, okay, and I think I missed the first 10 minutes of it, but I tried watching it for the next half hour, maybe. It was very hard to watch. It was very boring. They didn't really spar a whole lot. They did a couple times, but it was brief. But in any case, something Sanders or Biden, Biden mentioned that, something about checking his facts, right? He said, well, go to Politico. Isn't that Politico? Go check their facts. That's what Politico said. And Sanders came out and said something like, well, they're not always right either. Yeah. But that's what Facebook is basing their facts on. They're using Politico in some other place, I forget, for their all their fact checking. And they're not always right. They're hardly ever right. They're just using that just to, be able to block you. They can do just about anything they want. So, in any case, what else we got? Somebody else was talking about, and I'm trying to figure out who it was. Was it, I don't know if it was Biden and Sanders at the debate trying to talk about the coronavirus. Of course, they kept calling it something else. One, I guess they call it SARS and H1N1 and the Ebola. Sanders kept calling it the Ebola, and all these other things. There's so much. They were just at that time, and we had that. I don't know the year, but all those cases, just they mentioned SARS, H1N1, Ebola were far worse statistically and data-wise, as far as death versus the amount of people infected, were far, far worse than this coronavirus. I wrote down this fact through the day, and I may even be wrong with this first number, 60,000 infected. Now, this is just in the United States alone. When Obama was in charge, where 18,000 Americans died, okay, and it was not just, well, I guess I can't say that. I remember the H1N1, and I remember it didn't affect us around here, so it kind of just like it never happened. It's kind of sad saying it because 18,000 people died. But anyways, so officially, well, technically, not officially. I don't know. I didn't hear my governor come on do any kind of TV or radio speech of any kind, claiming that Connecticut is in a lockdown. But for intents purposes, it is in lockdown. Okay, we're constantly getting reports. And I can tell you about the nursing home that I work in. And actually, it's an assisted living, but I also work in the nursing home, work in both buildings. And I can tell you what's going on there. And it's not good anyway. So with that, I just want to say hello to Jody Jules. God bless, sister. Just putting out some facts there. So I'll tell you what's locked down. And you hear about that on the news anyway. What's locked down in Connecticut is that restaurants are now going to have to close or only open up to takeout and or delivery. It's not an option. They have to either close or offer those two or close. Bars, they're going to also close or they're open till 6 p.m. I mean, most people are, working during those hours, but in any case, some people are saying no gathering more than 50, and in other cases, there is no gathering more than 10 in any group in Connecticut. And these poor people, these residents, we call them residents that I work for in this nursing home, they cannot even have their activities during the day. Now, everybody's getting tested coming in the building, all the workers. There's no more contractors that are allowed in these nursing homes unless it's a dire emergency. Today, the ambulance came for somebody. So that's in total lockdown. And like I said, everyone's tested. Starting tomorrow, all the doors that were normally open to employees will be closed. There will be only one entrance, and that's through the front door lobby, which, I kind of get. So we'll all be, having our temperature taken and filling out questionnaires. Yeah, I've been doing that for a couple of days now, but I think the questionnaire is kind of, well, it's not racist. It's just, you know what they call it. I forget. I can't remember it right off the top of my head, but it's only about the Chinese. There's 4 questions. Have you met any Chinese people in the past 15 days? Have you come across anyone? Has somebody else who's come across them come across you? Blah, blah, blah. There was like 4 questions just for that. But you can't ask that now because it's just, there's just a lot more cases now, and it's not about China anymore. A lot of the stuff here is just other people spreading it. So anyways, these poor residents, they can't, and anytime there's a gathering there anyway, and these activities that they do, whether they play bingo or have somebody come in, which they can't anymore. They used to have people come in and play music, live music for the residents. That's not going to happen anymore. These residents, they've all been, I don't know for sure if they've been tested for the coronavirus. I don't believe that there's enough kits to test anyone. So apparently during our morning meeting, there was conversation about the CDC and the conversation they had with the district managers. And these are the things that had to happen. You had to do it. I don't get it. I do, I have my speculation and my, you can call them, I guess you can call one or two a conspiracy theory. Considering I think that one particular group has at least, taken this unfortunate virus pandemic and is using it for other nefarious reasons. So if you want to call that a conspiracy theory, then so be it. It could be that, or it's just speculation from what I see right now. And I have in green, big letters, government control. Now you're looking at all the food problems, right, that we're having in this country. Well, supposedly in this country, I'm still trying to verify those things. World Watchman over there in California claims that he's talked to a lot of his friends on Facebook and, watched a lot of YouTube videos and people he knows, and he does, and many pictures and many stories of not only are the food shelves empty, and you're talking about everything now, canned goods, fruits, paper goods, toilet paper, of course, meats, and everything else. It's all gone now. We couldn't do our weekly shopping on Saturday or Sunday because the meat store that we normally go to for just our meats totally sold out, all gone. And apparently, I think it was my daughter who went on Sunday to pick up some basic items, and they were not there. Couldn't buy eggs. You couldn't buy a couple other things. We did manage to get a loaf of bread, I think. But that's all in just basically 2 days. So I guess everybody got home on the weekends and went and hoarded the stores. And so we got to be careful about this, because the president even came out in one of his many speeches these past couple of days, and I don't blame him, kind of scolding American people on this hoarding stuff. I mean, I can see, everybody takes advantage of every situation that can. I mean, I guess that's what capitalism breeds. But, you got people buying all this toilet paper, and of course they go and sell it on eBay or Amazon or something like that, and then they ask 100 times more than it's worth. I heard from my daughter when she came home from work today that actually somebody was caught doing that with some kind of sanitizer, and they were actually arrested for the price gouging. And Amazon has come out and stated that they're not going to let any transactions happen where they can identify this price gouging. And that's great. And I think people are just nuts. I mean, yeah, there are other people out there, and obviously it makes the news, and then other people panic, and, that's how things get started and things get worse. So in any case, man, level-headed minds. Come on, people. I mean, if you're obviously that just goes to show you in some of these cases where our moral compass is. I mean, to actually buy, certain items, it doesn't matter what it is, even if it's a hurricane and there's a hotel room on the boardwalk or whatever. It's the only one open, and they go and charge you. Normally it would be $120 a night, but they go and charge you $300. That's price gouging. That's taking advantage of people's misfortune. So in any case, but we best be careful, because I would think the next move, and I think it's probably a move that they've been orchestrating somewhere along the line. We've always been talking about these things that they're in their agendas and things that they're trying to do. And one of them is, taking control of the food chain. They've been trying to do it through other little means here and there, regulating what you can grow in your own backyard and so on and so forth, little stuff like that. Now they've gone big. Now they've got this crisis that they can actually do some things. Now the government is going to take control. And obviously, now that every state, and I've heard that every state has their National Guardsmen up and running. I tried to look online to find out how many states have actually declared a state of emergency. I've only got 13. I tried yesterday. I didn't have any. I couldn't find any. They wouldn't put out the information. And I think it's more than 13 states. I think there was like 22. I got this number 22 in my head. But anyway, 13 states have declared states of emergency to fight this virus. And here's what it means for them. I want to listen to a couple seconds of this video. They're going to go in and tell you, I think it would be beneficial to you to go in and listen to it. It's 10 minutes long. Washington was the first state. That's Washington State, not D.C., because that's basically where it started. Maryland's first positive cases. Anyways, got New York, Georgia, Kentucky, Utah, Michigan, and a few others. I didn't get to read this part down here, so. All right, so let me try to find where I left off in these notes that you're not going to find in the headlines here. I don't know what happened here. That just didn't load. Anyways, well, we got some other news too. I mean, there are other countries, you know, because just take a look around. And it's not that it's just our government. We've been talking about this, you know, many times before about this, all these countries, in my opinion anyway. I don't know if I can actually prove it, but they all are, I think, in cahoots, you know, and they play out their certain parts, you know, during certain times, and somebody's always got to be the bully and so on and so forth. And just go look around and you find out, you know, like Italy and Spain and China and whoever else. I think the UK is going to do it now, just locking the countries down, totally government controlled. Why do you think the government is the best answer to do all this? In most of these cases, I don't think they are. But it's just they're one of my unfortunate, you know, assumptions that may be coming true. That this government is trying to take control, and I think this. And believe me, folks, I don't think that this is the actual. The actual scenario. I actually think that there's going to be something else. Now, me and Moore watching, you know, we talk a lot about these things. He's really gone way over. I mean, well, not really. I guess I've kind of leaned away from the conspiracy theory type thing, and he just says, you know, keeps going there. So I guess we were talking about, because I was looked out over Gil Bazard's new information that came out. I guess I looked at it over the weekend anyway and found out new information, downloaded that. New data, new timing, 2021, I've seen up there. We know something's, you know, the Lord tells us to watch the heavens for signs, and we've seen a lot of them, you know, already. And Gil's not backed away from all his data and things that are going to happen. So what if it is? I mean, if what we think that government knows, I mean, since the 70s, that's when I guess the Vatican built Lucifer. That is the telescope, the infrared telescope, because apparently, I guess at a distance, you couldn't see this so-called Nibiru, or some people like to call it a star. They're still saying that we have a binary system, that we, you know, because that's the majority of any system has two stars, not just one. I don't know if I believe that one, but in any case, yeah, what if the government, because they're telling us to basically stay home. They're telling the elderly basically don't go outdoors, okay? Mainly because, I mean, that's who this virus seems to be going after. It's the elderly, you know, 60 plus, and anybody who has bad immune systems, you know, kidney problems, heart problems, stuff like that. Because they were CDC, well, their task force, Mr. Pence's task force. Do you know that the task force, most of them are dressed in a blue uniform now? I saw that a couple days ago, and I said, oh my. Now they got uniforms, this task force. Blue uniforms, and what was on, I'm trying to think of what was on the uniforms right above their heart. Where was it? Maybe I didn't write it down. Test run. Oh yeah, there are 5 letters. U.S. P as in Paul, H as in Harry, S as in Sam. So U.S. PHC. That was on their uniforms. And then they actually had stars, for rank and stuff like that. So I don't know what the heck that is. First time I seen those very ugly color blue. Better than the UN, but isn't the UN's kind of like a powder blue? Just doesn't fit war soldiers, warriors. Powder blue. No, it doesn't. So let's see what else we got for notes. Oh yeah, there's more talk about. Well, there's been a lot of talk about bailouts already. Quantitative easing, whatever you want to call it. They're saying something about July or August that this thing will be winding down, and then he was talking about the market and watch how it'll take off after that, and blah 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 blah. I mean, we still don't have anything. I mean, the CDC doctor there, the little short guy with the glasses, he at one time said that we're going to try and do it as quick as possible. I think he has some type of whatever it is. I don't know if it's a vaccine, a cure, whatever the heck it is, but he said he's got 2 or 3 subjects to test it on. The first one was injected today for a test, and I guess they'll wait like 14 days and then inject somebody else. I don't know exactly how it works, but they're actually doing trials now, which they said they weren't going to do for another few months. But in any case, that's a good thing if it works, if it's actually the real thing, if it's not this universal vaccine that they wanted to give everybody a long time ago, okay, and now may have created the right opportunity to make everyone fear enough to do so. I will never take a vaccine supplied by my government. Are you kidding me? Come on, people. Even when you watch Hollywood's TV, pre-programming stuff, that you don't take things like that from somebody who rules over you and wants to rule even more. So who do you think is going to pay for when the airlines get bailed out, or the SBA, Small Business Association, when Trump goes and pays all these businesses for shutting down or making different hours? There's all kinds of crap going on in this country right now. How can the government tell you to freaking shut your business down when you know the data? If you know the data, there's no reason that you need to shut your business down. You may need to take precautions. But shutting the business down, losing your livelihood, losing your business probably, and then we're going to give the government, or they're just going to take it and give it to these small businesses, to supplement to whatever happened to them, and, people out of work, being laid off. Look at the sports, all the sports things that they're canceled. It was easy for some, $1 million basketball player to come up and say, yeah, well, I'm not going to play, or with this virus. Of course, there was another one said he wouldn't play if there was no fans. But in any case, remember that one guy who went up to the microphone, started touching everything, all the microphones, and before he knew that he had the actual coronavirus. He came out and apologized for that one. But hey, all those workers who, do the vending, who, pass out or sell beer, pretzels, peanuts, popcorn, all that stuff, who do the cleaning, who set it all up, all these things. all those people are going to need, they're going to need the money, because this fear that has been instilled in everyone, and well, the majority of this country, to go to that level and control over any industry in this country, it's just un-American. It's not American at all. What's going on right now is very un-American. I don't know what else to say about all this junk, all I know is that, here's another note. This is one way that they're going to prop up, and we've already known that the market has been propped up. Our whole economy has been propped up on nothing. Supposed to be, propped up on gold, but nowhere can anybody tell or get America to admit to how much gold they have, or even a portion of it. Even though, it is propped up by the petrodollar that everyone has to use in order to do those exchanges. Anyways, so this, the bank and Federal Reserve and the CMF or something like that, they're going to go out and buy mortgage-backed notes or something like that, $500 million worth. And then later on, another $200 million just to offset the market. That's basically telling you that they're going to prop it up, and you know about it. Normally they just hide it from you. They don't tell you. We got to go and figure it out with other people who actually tell the truth. But in any case, restaurants to close. No more. The casinos are shut down. The movie theaters are closed. Restaurants, of course, I've told you already, have been ordered to either just do takeout and or delivery, that they're not allowed to have patrons in there. I figured that they'd at least allow them 10 and under or 50 and under, like they said. They keep changing it. But in any case, this is Connecticut, and they're democratically run, and all I can say, folks, is there's no hope in what man can accomplish in this world, in today's world. Never has man ever been able to bring a true and lasting peace or any, we have been at war since the very beginning, have we not? So with all this coming and all that, we've been talking about with the news and the things that we're looking for from the Bible, there's a lot of places to go look. Besides Matthew 24, you can go to Mark and Luke and John and Jeremiah and Joel and Jude. There's a lot of places you can go that will tell you about the things that you need to look for. And a whole lot of what that Bible tells us is happening right now. There are a few things that I guess we might be waiting for. But if I don't know, people are talking about recession, but if you go and take all these businesses out and tell everybody to shut down, that's what I don't understand. And I know that's why I know that they're all in cahoots together. You know why? Supposedly China's not delivering material to us anymore, food included. We can probably make milk here, but the Chinese have the bottles in order for us to put the milk in. Stuff like that. They got supposedly all that stuff sitting in ships, either in China or here. Okay. Why aren't they unloading it? China will lose just as much money from this as we will. So that's why I know they're in cahoots, because in either case, both economies will collapse. And if just America's economy collapses, the world's economy collapses. And then what happens then? What happens then? Then we're going to go into a new system. Then I think that they will finally have their excuse to reset everything. Of course, except your mortgage payment. They'll find a way for you to keep having to pay that. They're going to reset everything. They're going to take away all the cash because it's dirty and it's got coronavirus on it. Yeah, they're going to take that all away. Not going to have to worry about ever getting sick from money again. No more cash. Then they'll have this, what a lot of people call the beast system, installed. Well, everything's online, and you'll probably have to get some kind of a mark, whether it be in your forehead or your right hand. Somewhere along the line, you're going to have to get that in order to deal in today's society with data. I mean, everything's done online. So, the Bible says that that's coming. But you know where our hope lies in, though? Not in this garbage, obviously. We don't rely on this. All these things are just vanity. Yes, we need food to eat. Of course we do. And the Lord will provide. We don't live by bread alone. Okay? We live by much more than that. But the rest of it is vanity. You can get another book. You can get another car or a house or your coffee mug or a radio or a phone. That stuff, they're just fleeting moment things. They're just vanity. They don't mean nothing. And so that can all be, gone, and I wouldn't care. What I'm trying to say is that my hope does not lie in this world or on anything. My hope is in the signs that the Lord has given us through the Bible, through other teachings and writings, and He, through what He did by coming here a long time ago, coming to the earth to live as a man, to show you how to live a life, how to live it meekly, how to live it spiritually. And then he did and paid, and that's what He came here to do. One of the things is to die for you. To die for you, to take away the curse of Adam and Eve, that lie that was told, and the sin that was done. There was a curse on all mankind after that. And Jesus came here to redeem us all. And we can all be saved. We can all have the hope. Not only did He come and do that, and a lot of people know about it. It's written everywhere, not just with Christians, not just with Catholics, not just the Jews. Muslims believe it too in certain aspects. Other countries and religions believe in it too. They all know Jesus was here. So you have to know that He was here. The rest of it's up to you. You don't want to have the hope. You don't want, that is my only hope. Jesus is my only hope, because in those, not only in what He did for us when He was here, but what He told us He was going to do and come back for us. He's going back to heaven. Making a place for us up there with His Father. And He's going to come back and get us. All the ones who believe in Him, of course. The ones who don't believe in Him, why is He going to take them? I don't know. From that point, it's up to you. If you ever get down, if you're down to, you got all these worries and cares all around you, and they make it very hard for you. Because the devil rules this world right now, and he's in control, and he don't want you to make it. And he puts these stumbling blocks in front of you. But, you could just go and pray to Jesus. Go to your closet. Go somewhere by yourself so nobody else knows. Just have a conversation with God. He will listen. That's one thing He did too. He came here, and by dying, He opened up that veil to the Holy of Holies, so that we can stand before the throne and talk to God and have our prayers right there before the throne. That's an amazing thing that he did. But you can learn all that. So he's our hope because he promised he'd come back. That's my hope. And I know because of these things that are here and things that are happening that it is going to be so dire. And but in that lies, I'm just saying, in that lies my joy, my hope, because I know that these things are happening because they're supposed to. And I also know that he will, he will protect you. He died and spilt his blood on the ground, and you are covered. You can be healed. You can be. I don't know. There's just so many things other than this world that you could be that would. Well, I don't know how to put it. It's all spiritual. It's. I don't know if you've ever wanted to know what else lies, beyond, say beyond death. What lies? Is there anything else when we finally, leave this earth, and however way? I mean, have you ever asked that question? What are we really here for? What's going to happen when we leave? Is there another place? Is there something else? Normally people who have no more hope are asking these questions. And I'm telling you that there is more hope. And they call him the blessed hope. He is the hope, the only hope. All you have to do is pray to him. You pray to him and he will answer you one way or another. Maybe, a day, maybe in that hour. You never know. I just know because I'm just telling you because I've already went through it. I've already was at that point. And I'm so beyond that right now. I'm just praying that there are other eyes opened between, here and when he comes and get us. And I believe that is pretty darn soon, but we will see, won't we? That's my hope. It could be your hope too. The heck with this news, the heck with what they're doing. I mean, I don't know how to explain it to you anymore. That's why I'm not a very good teacher. I can only tell you the things that I've experienced, and hopefully, because we each learn something from somebody somewhere along the way, and we look back and say, yeah, I heard that from somebody, or somebody told me about that. Kind of have a V8 moment, Wow, could have had a V8. Anyway. Well, I see I've talked my way into longer than I was supposed to. Again, I do that quite often. I think there's kind of like a clock inside of me that says, don't quit yet. You're not an hour yet. I don't know. It's really funny that way how it works. It's I stopped trying to figure that out. So anyway, so there's the news, people. That's all it's there for. I'm just informing you of what's going on in the world and what is or could be the timing that I believe in. I know a lot of other people believe in. And I'm getting ready to go home. And I'm looking at the news, and it's terrible news. But I'm sorry, I'm smiling too, because I know that he's coming back. And we're going to be raptured out of here. I do believe that we will be raptured out. We're not going to be here for the really, really rough stuff. You think you've had it bad now? You haven't. Yeah, we've all had our trials and our sufferings and whatever you call it. And we're still here. And we're far better for it too, don't you think? I do. So with that, everyone, it's Monday. I will be back Wednesday, Lord willing. And I hope you at least maybe, talk about that or have prayed to Jesus so that he can get back to you. Anyways, God bless. See you all Wednesday. Peace out, everyone.